It's finally here, guys! After 2 weeks of waiting for the figure I paid $20 for 3-day shipping on, it was finally delivered the day of the previous review. And then I went to the store that day, and there was nothing but one of these on the shelf. What did I do to deserve this? I just wanted to make a subscriber happy. God, why? Here's a wonderful aspect of this I've not told you all about yet. I have another one of these now, because the CMD store didn't sell these separately, because they're assholes. So, to get Cyclonus, I had to pay for this too. So I spent $20 on shipping, and $60 on figures, one of which I already had, plus tax. That's right, this is a borderline $100 review when it should have been about $30. God! Okay guys, here's what we're going to do. One of you is getting this shipped to you for free. There are 3 rules. First, you must enter by the end of today, Sunday the 28th of February 2021. Entries close at 12:01 on the 1st, Pacific Standard Time. You must post a comment with the phrase, "Why God, why?" at least somewhere in it. And 3, you need to not already have one of these, or if you do already have one, you need to give yours to someone else. I don't know why you'd want the one I'm giving away if you already have one. There is literally nothing special about it, but if you want the one I'm giving away, you have to give yours to someone who needs one. Let's get to the review before I go completely insane. So a lot of people are expecting me to praise the hell out of this and say that it's one of the best figures in the line. Let's find out if they're right. Yeah, okay, I'll give it credit. It looks fucking good. Like, yeah, that's Cyclonus. His biceps kind of look unfinished, and yep, that's all the negatives I have to say. Oh fine, his knees are a little weird. They are way too ready to pop up and do this. If you want him to be taller, I guess it's fine, but it looks bad. I think that's all the negatives in the overall look. Head sculpt, though. Yeah, that's kind of fucking crap. Like, the helmet looks great, don't get me wrong, though I can't twiddle the ears, and I really want to twiddle the ears. But that face, yikes. It looks like an animation error version of him, or like a blurry picture of his stunt double. His cheeks look like they're melting, and of course it light pipes, because fuck me, I guess, they're just bringing back that trash more and more now. People ask me why I don't like light piping, and I'll tell you why. It looks good 1% of the time, and when it looks good, it looks maybe 5% better than painted eyes, but it looks like dead, lifeless shit 99% of the time, whereas painted or chromed eyes look good with or without the light. Sure, they look better in the light, but they never look bad. So yeah, light piping sucks. He also has light piping in his stomach for some reason, even though it never works because it's closed. Anyways, I hope an upgrade company comes out with a better head for this. I'm hoping for an IDW-style 6 skeleton face. Now, I've got to point out that this figure feels fantastic in the hands. It's quite similar to the 86 Grimlock in that regard, yet more evidence that that was supposed to be part of War for Cybertron. Weirdly enough though, this is sculpted, with the exception of the blast effect pegs, more like the 86 Hot Rod and Scourge. This is an absolute chimera of a toy line. Back on the subject of feels, it doesn't quite feel similar or as nice as the Siege Optimus, but it still just is delicious in the hands. Quick question, why is it so satisfying to stick my fingers in these? Or these? Or this? I want to stop, but my OCD commands it! This whole ordeal broke me. It has actually broken me. I think I've gone literally insane from this. He comes with this gun, and it reminds me way too much of the buzzworthy bumblebees. Also, I hate it. It's huge, it's ugly, it doesn't fit his design. Get this man a sword, he doesn't need this. As for gimmicks, he can flip away his hands for something special. And I'd like to make a quick interlude to pose a question. Why do these fists spin only one way? They are literally designed to stop you from spinning them the other way, but they didn't bother giving it a lug to prevent you from going the wrong way partially, so every time I start going the wrong direction. Anyways, you can give him Mega Man's Lemon Blaster. He don't need no gun, he can pew-pew with his wrists. I am broken. I am a broken man. Check it out, he also has individually articulated fingers. Now to take this out and talk about posability. Wait. Rocket punch! Posing is kind of strange on this guy. His neck can pull a good what is love. His arms and knees can both do like 2 degrees more than the normal 90. It is more than normal, but just barely. You can unpeg his shoulders, and while that's very ugly, you can use it to give him some backwards butterfly. It's useful if you are subtle with it, or you hide it with the angle you are viewing from. Fun fact, I thought this joint wasn't going to move before I got the figure, and the chest would just hinge from here. I mean, it does, but the joints do unpeg. His wrists are 86 Scourge stiff, so I don't mess with them if I have the choice, and if you try to bend the elbows by the hands, they tend to come out. It kind of looks like he tore through his sleeves like this. He's got some forward tilt on the ankles, and just the stiffest ankle rockers of all time with so much crap surrounding them they are hard to get any kind of grip on. So yeah, I'd say he's like 15% better than average, but not amazing in the posing department. Fortunately, they designed the wings so well that they don't get in the way of anything. That could have been a big demerit. Transformation. A lot of people have been theorizing that this is an updated Universe 08 Cyclonus, like how the Earthrise Starscream is absolutely just an upgraded classic Starscream. And while I can see where they're coming from if they haven't handled one yet, the only part that really seems to be the same is how the wings work. Outside that, this is all new. This is a pretty fun transformation. The legs work like the Siege Soundwave, and I'm happy to see the return of that. That was a very satisfying piece of engineering, and I thought it might be going away after him. I swear to God, every time I transform the fists, I do it wrong. The last step of getting the nose cone out is an extreme frustration though. I physically cannot get this out without a tool. I do not have the fingernails to do this. You can use his gun, but that means you need to keep it handy. Without fingernails, separating these two parts going back into robot mode is a pain in the ass too. The last little frustration with this has to deal with the pegs the arms tab into. It's not a problem going to ship mode, but coming out, they are literally designed to separate that way, so it makes removing them a frustrating experience. Don't let all the complaining I just did discourage you. This is actually a really fun transformation with a bunch of really nice highlights. The end product is this, and yes. This looks so good. He looks like he jumped right off the screen. This is a really awesome looking ship mode. I mean, it looks really lame from the front, but everywhere else is good. It feels remarkably huge too. I mean, yeah, his nose cone really extended a lot, but his legs shrank, and the part that feels particularly big is the back half. It's a really cool effect it's pulling whatever's causing it. It's pretty clean from the underside too, though the robot chest does kind of stand out like a sore thumb. It would have been really cool if this could have slid down here. Am I the only one who's reminded of the Viacons from Prime when looking at him from the back? You can peg the gun into his roof, and that looks fucking awful. You can peg it into his wing too if you don't mind the asymmetry. He's actually still got a ton of weapon ports in this mode, though maybe you want to use these 4 at the back for blast effects. Yeah, this looks glorious. So yeah, to all the people who said I was going to love this one, you were right. This is a fantastic figure. Hands down one of the best of the line. Hands down one of the best of War for Cybertron. It looks great, except for the head. It feels great, it poses good, it transforms great, great alt mode, great figure. And I don't really see a reason to not call this a micro masterpiece, except for the ugly ass head. Not that micro masterpiece is necessarily a seal of quality, it's just a description of the space the figure is trying to occupy. Siege Optimus still beats this. 86 Grimlock still beats this. Jetfire beats this. But I can't think of a lot else that does. I'd say you don't want to pass this one up. It's not worth $80 though, I can say that for sure. Hasbro's not ripping you off for this one, though CMD did rip me off for mine. God, why did there have to be another one of these at the store the day this fucker finally arrived? And that's not half of what I have to say, but it's enough of what I have to say. And I know, you know, what everyone else tells you to do at the end of these videos. So, if you liked what you saw here, please do that. And if you'd like to take it a step further, then please, share this video with any friend you think may be interested. I hope you'll enjoy listening to me waste your time.